Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the high-grade Graze Ein from Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 1. Now this was mostly seen in action at the end of the series. Before that we only saw like a non-functional or being the developed version of it. Now, first things first, this kit is this is a high grade, and it's a pretty big high grade kit as well. So just to make sure, I would like to, this is the size of a high grade Genoese, and you can see it's almost twice as taller than the actual high grade. So this is a very big one, so this is an interesting high grade to get as well. Now before getting into like articulations, I would like to mention all the stuff you get. Now of course you get the Graze Ein, and on the arms you get some extra weapons. You get these two pile drivers, one for each arm. You get two gigantic axes. These were basically the common weapon for Graze. I believe what I've heard is that these axes are a little bit more bigger than the ones you get from the Graze. That's what I heard, but I could be wrong. What else you get? You get two or one different feet. These are some people call it the drill feet, because in the anime the Graze Ein can actually kick their opponents, but not in this feat, but in the folded up version, like a drill. So it's a pretty interesting fact that they do give these options as well. You get the criminal hands, as you can see, they're opened up, but these are the actual hands that you need to use for the weapons. And you get these fist hands, which I do not know why they did this, but it looks very, very different. I mean, the inside is hollow. How you don't see that often. And yeah, it kind of looks clunky. I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah. So you get one for each hand, and that's all you get. And also, this kind of shocked me. You get these guns, or machine guns. These were, in the anime, they were stored in the shoulders, and the Graze Ein would pull them out and fire, but apparently for the high grade it's not like that. So you have to attach them separately. And finally you get a sticker, which you don't really get much. You get two stickers for the eyes, and then you get 3 yellow stickers for the reactor. I will mention where they go in. Okay, let's get into the review. For the stickers, I guess I'll get rid of those first. Now, the stickers you use are for the reactors. You see one here on the yellow, and then you see, well, you barely see if you in front, but if you look at it like this, you see those yellow stickers. So that's where you actually use the stickers. Once again, this is a very tall high grade, so I really love this kit. I mean, I'm really impressed by the design, the overall bulkiness as well. So we will start with the head, and let me just control my tripod. For the head, now those who've seen the anime should be aware or should know that the head has like 2 modes, where this one, if you follow the instruction manual, this is how they usually tell you to build it. This is like the open form that you can see the mono eye. But according to the manual, you can close it up, which I do not understand how this works. Of course, in the anime, the bottom section here should just be able to, close up, and you're good to go. But in this one, the instruction manual tells you to first, these horns are able to move, so you pull them back, and then you take this piece off, you flip it 180 degrees, and then reattach it. I've done that, and it doesn't look any good at all. So I'm not going to show that part as well, because I prefer this design as well. So yeah, and this piece is, well, it's pretty secure, but it's one of those pieces. Oh, I'm sorry about that. It's one of those pieces that's easy to lose. So I'm not gonna risk it. I'm sorry if I'm sounding a bit, like a scaredy cat, but yeah, I tried to close it up as well. It does not look any good at all, so I might as well not. Okay, so let me just move those horns, and we will get into the articulations as well. Now, the head is on a ball joint, your typical ball joint, but instead of the actual head, the neck part is actually connected to the ball joint. So it's like there's a neck piece, and then you attach a ball joint to the neck piece. So it does have that funny awkward feeling. But yeah, so it can go down that much. It can go front or up that much, and then 360, no, not possible, because there are some pieces blocking through the way. And also for the eye stickers, you see the red mono eye there, and then you see the yellow one for the outer visors thing. Okay, we will go with the arms now. Now the shoulders and the arms, pretty noticeable. These are pretty bulky shoulders. Now this is where the machine guns or guns taking place. Now what you do is this: you see this black piece, you just open it up, and this is where the guns are supposed to be. So you get either one of these pieces, and basically there's a small hole under the black piece, and there's a peg here. All you need to do is just connect those two together, and you have the gun or machine gun on that's supposed to be inside. Well, I think Bandai could have made it storable, but I think it would have raised the price and it would have been tricky at the same time. So I do understand this. Also, I don't really care on the rifles or guns in the series anyway. Also, the shoulder itself has some articulation where you can move that like that. I guess this is because of the opening gimmick, because sometimes depending on where the arm is, it will be like hindered as well. Now the arm is connected to the body to a ball joint, so going 360 is no problem at all because there's nothing like blocking it. And the arms they're not your usual polycap joints, they're like two plastic pieces snapped together. So it goes a little bit more than 90 degrees, but yeah, that's it. That's all you get. And the hand is connected to a ball joint, your typical ball joint. However, there is another articulation on the arms like this. I guess I should call this the wrist. You can bend the wrist one more time. So it goes about 80 or 70 degrees. So it's a pretty unique function. I guess this is because the weapon, the pile driver, because the pile driver, it's just two pieces, one gray piece and this stake, or you just need to push it up. But if you look at this, this does not make any sense because it's not hitting anybody because it's hindered by the hand. But if you do this now, it makes sense. So it's a pretty interesting fact or unique structure that they actually went for this. And I really like the concept, and I really like the pile driver weapon. Okay, I think we've seen the arms. We will get into the body, but before I actually go into the body, let me explain how the backpack works. Now, there's not exactly a backpack. Let's say this is more like a weapon holder. It's a pretty simple weapon holder. Basically you get one of the axes, and then you see this hole here, and then there's like these pegs on the axis, and all you need to do is before that you need to kind of fold this up, and then these will work like clips, and then you can just attach the axe like this, and it will work like a backpack. But at the same time, the interesting thing is that you can unplug the peg, and then you can swivel this up. This goes like 180, and then depending on where the axe is on the clip, it actually holds pretty well. It doesn't really slide that much. You can actually make it look like it's pulling out from its back like that. So this is a pretty good feature as well. Also, I shouldn't mention that the kit itself is pretty stiff in all areas, like the arms, the legs are pretty stiff, but there's one part that's not, and I need to explain this part. Now we will get into the body. Now the body has some articulations. Now on the body, the place that connects the arms or shoulders here, these black pieces have some articulation. You can go move a little bit front and back, a little bit wobbly, but it's not like serious wobbly. It's like it's stable and you can still move it. And with the ball joints on these parts, it works pretty well. Now the thing I'm having issues is the connection between the body and the waist. Now on the body you connect a polycap ball joint, and then on the waist there's a big hole, and you just need to connect them. But I feel like it's a little bit loose. Every time I try to move it, it becomes a little bit loose. So what I did was I put a little bit of glue onto the ball joint, so it makes it like stiffer. So for now, I'm not and there's nothing like popping out. It's not falling off, and there's no problem in terms of twisting. So I think I fixed it. I'm not sure if it's just mine, but also leave a comment if any of you were having some issues with the joints. Mine was kind of loose. Hope that's not the situation for everybody. The body also is on like a hinge, so it can go forward like that and up like that. Yeah, I've realized the IBO kits, they have this movement or articulation on the body itself, which is, I think it's nice, but at the same time it's kind of awkward for first timers. Okay, now for the legs. Now I think the legs make it really tall because they are long legs. There's no exactly front skirt. Well, technically this is a front skirt, but it doesn't really hinder that much. It can go up that much. There's no side skirts, but the back skirt is kind of wide, so it is getting in a little bit in the way on the side parts. Not too serious. The legs can go for 90 degrees, and it's a double joint as well. And pretty simple to build, and despite the side parts, it can go sides pretty much because this is able to do a kick. And also, before I show you the balance, yeah, actually I will show you the balance if possible. Yeah, it's able to stand. It's able to stand on one leg for the kick, which is pretty. That is pretty awesome, in my opinion. And also, these feet I need to mention are onto a gigantic ball joint, so they don't fall off that easily. When I first saw these, I was kind of worried about the feet because they look unbalanced, but it has very great balance. Now these are just one piece as well, just one chunk of piece. Let me show you guys like this, and on a gigantic ball joint, and you can attach these to make the drill kick. So yeah, it's pretty stable. Every part is stiff except for one part on mine. Hope anybody else who gets this isn't having the same problem. Also the arms, the more you move, you can see that like there's a gap showing up, but it's nothing too serious. You just need to snap it back on. Now the only thing I haven't talked about is the axes. Now you can attach the axes on the hands, which this is pretty awkward for me because these are like all hollow hands, and they have a hole here, and you have the pegs on the handles. All you need to do is just connect the peg to the hole, and you have him holding the axe. Now, if you look at it this way, it's kind of okay, but at the same time, because these are like opened up hands, it's kind of awkward. So it makes me wonder why they didn't go with their usual hands. They could have just made it a little bit bigger and used the same gimmicks as we see in most high grades. But I'm pretty sure they had their reasons. On my last live stream, someone was mentioning me to get this other hand sets. I might consider it if I can actually find it. So yeah, currently that's it. We've seen all the aspects of the kit. My body, well, the hinge system, mine's getting a little bit loose. I need to kind of reconnect it or kind of fix that part. But yeah, overall, this is a very great kit. Now, the Graze Ein, it's very big, very tall, and very bulky, but stiff in overall ways, except for mine on the issues on the hips. So yeah, so this was the review of the high-grade Graze Ein from IBO Season 1. This is a very great kit. This is my #1 favorite Iron Blooded Orphans kits from Season 1, and I hope it will be able to continue that position up to Season 2 as well. This is a very great kit. This is I would recommend this to anybody, especially those who are a fan of IBO or who are interested in big high grades. So this is one interesting kit as well. It's easy to build. It's pretty much stiff. There's a lot of unique weapons, and it has its own unique design. So yeah, thank you for watching my video. This was the review of the high-grade Graze Ein. If you guys have any questions or requests, leave a comment below. If I got anything wrong, also leave a comment below as well. Also remember that I will be live streaming on the 29th in Korea, 9 p.m. for the build of the high-grade Regan lace as well. So thank you for watching. If you found this video informative or interesting, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I still have more kits to buy and build, so please stay tuned. Well, until then, see you guys next time.